everyone, and welcome to episode 60 of OCCW. We have another super fun show for you tonight. Today, time zones and all that, but joining me again on commentary this week is Mike.
Hi kids, today we're going to learn about violence.
Don't we learn about violence every week?
It's a lesson that keeps on giving.
Indeed it is, but enough with that. Let's get on with this week's show.
Well, it's time for our opening flag match, and
Introducing first, from Tucson, Arizona, Big Money!
yeah, so Livy Lockhart and Anna Flores had their first match as a tag team 2 weeks ago, which ended in a double count out against the Cousins of Chaos. They had their second match as a tag team last week, which resulted in a loss to the Cousins of Chaos. And so this week they're getting another chance to see if they can possibly get on the same page as they take on La Furia Tormenta. Initial outlook, not particularly sunny, which I guess might be what happens when you put two people with massive egos into a team together. Both undoubtedly talented. Anna Flores, former face of the division champion. Livy Lockhart, former world champion. Two-time world champion, indeed. Granted, neither of those reigns particularly lengthy.
And her partner from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, Anna Flores!
But yeah, I mean, they've definitely got the tools. It's a case of whether they can put the chemistry together to make it work. Anna Flores, very bright start to her career here, then kind of went into a bit of a nosedive, hasn't been turned around properly since. You have to wonder how long both of these women are willing to give this tag team. Neither of them have demonstrated a massive amount of patience so far, so I'm not sure if they'll be how much they'll be willing to grit their teeth and work at it until things improve. We'll have to see.
And of course, their opponents tonight, as Mike already said, La Furia Tormenta.
Yeah, I mean, true, I don't think we're going to have any problems with chemistry from these two.
They have an okay record. They've got some wins under their belts, but never held the tag titles. But they have been dominant.
They work very well together, don't they?
They do. They do have each other's backs most of the time. And as always, for anyone who cannot remember to tell these two apart because they dress in the iconic matching gear, Valentina is the one with the flower in her hair.
I will probably still get this wrong.
It's okay, last week we had David being called Zeb.
I mean, they look virtually identical.
One is Spanish, one is Argentinian, and they have matching gear.
So we have Livy Lockhart starting off against Valentina, getting it right. Obvious size discrepancy here. Livy, one of the smaller competitors in the division, but still able to hoist Valentina off her feet with a gut-wrench suplex to begin with. Shoots her into the ropes. Classic drop-down leapfrog. And, just Fez presses her to the mat. Punches her face in a few times. Nothing fancy about that. But maybe that's what these two need to do. Not bother with anything fancy, just stick to the basics. Hurt the opponent, put the shoulders to the mat, or alternatively get a sledgehammer and try to attack the ring, which is what Libby seemed to be doing there. Handspring Enziguri onto Valentina. And now going after... Oh! Going after Isabella on the apron with a slingshot DDT onto the apron. Valentina tries to get Libby with the hammer. Libby says none of that. Leg scissors monkey flip. Oh, trying to tag Anna in, but Chelsea was getting in the way. La Furia tormented her down on the outside. Good teamwork there from Libby. Surprisingly, perhaps. Tags Anna in. Keeps them fresh. Anna also misses with the hammer. Now going after Valentina. I'm not sure what Isabella's doing on the outside.
She got a shovel.
A shovel, okay. Some sort of leg hook DDT from Ana Flores. Chelsea very slow in for the count. And again, good teamwork from the unnamed team. Tagging in and out. Livy with a big flying clothesline. Unable to prevent the tag, or doesn't bother trying. Isabella now in. Flurry of strikes against Libby Lockhart. Picks her up. And gory special submission. I'm not sure what Valentina's doing. And I'm not sure why she's not being counted out by Chelsea. There she goes. Okay. Livy regains control. Sends Isabella into the ropes. Oh, spinebuster there. Livy surprisingly strong for someone of her slight stature. Chelsea in for the count. Gets the one only. Isabella never looking for that gory special again. She really seems to be intent on making Livy submit here. But again, Livy out with the arm drag. Sends Isabella into the corner. Are we going to see some actual tag team wrestling? Chelsea, get out of the way. No. No. Oh, big slap to the chest. Up to the top rope. Springboard arm drag from Livy Lockhart. And the new team actually looking surprisingly good this week. Valentina back in, misses with a clothesline, gets met with a dropkick. Livy Lockhart has been doing the lion's share of the work, which is unsurprising given her ego. Oh, just be a quick neck breaker for Isabella there. Just for good measure. You didn't get out the ring, therefore you're fair game. Oh, and now going to work with a sledgehammer. Anna was trying to take on Valentina on the outside. Throws her back into the ring where Livy's been pulverizing. Livy's just hammering Latinas here. Rolls Valentina over, goes for the cover. Healthy 2 count there, but not quite enough to get the pin. And Livy tags in Ana Flores. La Furia Tormenta have really got nothing going so far.
It is worth noting, at one point, Anna did briefly team up in a triple tag with La Furia Tormenta, although they were unsuccessful in that team up.
Oh, against Skeleton Crew, yeah. I mean, yes. that was quite a while ago, and I doubt any of them are really thinking about it much. A sort of windmill flatliner there from Ana Flores. She's not completely lost that from her moveset. Springboard crossbody twisting through the air. Chelsea, I mean, delayed by traffic, I think, as she tried to get to that pinfall. That was one of the most egregious examples I've seen. Anna heading up to the top rope. Oh, went for a somersault leg drop. Gets hit with a basement dropkick by Valentina. Oh, and now the power gain comes into play. Sanchez just hitting these short arm clotheslines. Wisely decides to tag Isabella back in. Oh, Anna with a spinning forearm running smash. 2 count only. I mean, you certainly can't fault the aggression on behalf of Anna and Livy. Another slingshot DDT to the apron on Valentina this time. Isabella goes after Livy. Takes her down with an enziguri. Now it's just these two in the ring. That's an end of days there from Ana Flores. Isabella seems largely unaffected by it. And whips her into the corner, goes to the sledgehammer again. Isabella wants none of that. Trying to fight her way out of it, but Anna cuts her off at the pass. Volta El Cubo makes the cover. That was closer than a gnat's whisker, and Valentina was nowhere to be seen. But she got into the ring, which earned her tag. Anna going after her again. This has been all Flores and Lockhart. Anna comes around the ring with tilt-a-whirl arm drag. Isabella manages to fight back, but she's not really pressing her advantage here. Oh, came running in, measuring Anna as she got to the seat. Anna hit her with the Hurricane Rana. Anna. Oh, Anna was winding up for something. Isabella wanted none of it. That's the Senorita Splash on the outside. Isabella needs to get back into the ring. She's not, no, she is hurrying now. And Ana Flores, I think, is going to get counted out. She's that. If you look up the definition of daylight robbery in the dictionary, you would see this match. I mean, all credit to La Furia Tormenta. They got the win, but they got it off the basis of about 5 moves and a count out.
Second time, though, that Anna has caused their team to lose via count out. And on to the next one.
Albert Einstein famously said that something along the lines of performing the same experiment and expecting a different result.
From Athens, Greece, weighing in at 242 pounds, the legend, Deckard Christopher!
Yeah, performing the same experiment and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. Now, Deckard Christopher does not strike me as someone who is of unsound mind. So I can only assume that the Greek legend has a different game plan in mind for tonight's match, given his lack of success 2 weeks ago against Toxxic. But Deckard Christopher took great issue with the, not so much the loss, but the manner of his loss against Toxxic, and did not hold back in his thoughts afterwards. Practically demanded a rematch and promised dire consequences for Toxxic should that come to pass. Obviously, Toxxic did win by pinfall, but that came, although it came after the caffeine bomb, Toxxic did pause to scrape his boot across Christopher's face before making the pin, and it's that that's caused the issue. Toxxic very much taking the opinion that anything you can't prevent him from doing is fair game. Makes the point that this is a combat sport, and if you can't get the win, you can't prevent your opponent from doing stuff, then that's what they're going to do. However, it's probably worth bearing in mind that Toxxic is really not a role model for any sort of mindset or general approach to life, given that he is one of the largest arseholes in professional wrestling. I mean, tell me if I'm lying here, but...
No, you are not wrong.
I mean, we have a combined total, I believe, of 20 world title reigns in the ring for this match. 13 for Christopher, 7 for Toxxic.
2 of which for Toxxic have been with OCCW.
Yes, yeah, the only 2-time men's world champion in OCCW. Deckard Christopher, somewhere in his 50s, Toxxic, early 40s. 2 battle-hardened veterans here. Deckard Christopher really going after him from the get-go, just like he promised. selection of chops and a chop block there. It could be. I thought he's going for the figure 4 early. Just trying to work over the legs, which is sensible. Toxic still quite an agile wrestler. There's various springboard and top rope moves. He's not awful at mat wrestling, but you'd think Deckard Christopher would definitely have the advantage in that situation. That's Toxic's game plan. Keep moving. He's probably at a slight strength disadvantage as well as technical proficiency, so he needs to keep moving. Keep things aerial. Make it a brawl where his fists and his head can come into play. Taking it to the outside, potentially risky. Deckard Christopher catches him with a headlock and a punch. Toxic fights out with a back elbow there, but Christopher's back on him. Again, going for the simple technical wrestling stuff. Grab a headlock, punch the man in the face. Don't go for anything too flashy, because when stuff gets flashy and high pace, that's when Toxic's going to be able to take over. Or he'll just headbutt you. That happens as well. Early cover there, just a 1 count.
I have to wonder if Carl's okay reffing this match after taking a chair to the head last time these two fought.
Well, that was 2 weeks ago. I'm sure he's ref matches since then. Oh, Christopher drops Toxic with a lariat. Oh, not quite sure what happened there. Goes back to the legs with a shin breaker. Face lock, drags him back to his feet. And into a vertical suplex, as Gordon Soley would have said. Oh. Toxic coming out in a barrage of strikes now. A single underhook suplex. Toxic's going for a weapon. He's got barbed wire baseball bat. Deckard Christopher is not happy about this plan, but he should have put more effort into evasion and less about telling Toxic off. Big forearm smash from Toxic and a clothesline. Single underhook facebuster. Half Nelson facebuster, sorry. Goes to the pin. Ooh. That was close. That was close. Deckard Christopher clearly rattled by that little sequence. Oh, Toxic going for a neck breaker. Deckard Christopher backs out, reverses the situation. He could be looking for, I think that was for Legend's knee drop. Goes for the pin. Toxic kicks out of pin. Christopher setting up for the figure 4 here. If he locks this in, this could be over very quickly. The hold that has won in many matches didn't seem to quite have it hooked in properly. But Deckard Christopher has definitely reversed the momentum of this match now. Hooks Toxic up for another suplex. Toxic shifts his weight. Manages to get out behind, hits him with a chop block. Toxic looking to fly, springboard clothesline. Not very quickly back to his feet, makes the cover. Only a 1 count. Gonna have to hit Deckard Christopher with more than that. And Toxic is going to do just that. Hooks him up, hits the caffeine bomb. Deckard Christopher, throw warrior animals it, straight back to his feet. Toxic hits him with Toxic shock syndrome, goes for the pin. That one does the job. I mean, Deckard Christopher, you can't fault him. He ate Toxic's finisher, got straight back up, but then got hit with another big move, and Toxic takes the win for the second time. I mean, Christopher made him work for it, there's no doubt about it. Toxic is not having any funny business today.
And up next, we have our women's tag title contender match. First up, Hope and Faith, also known as the Cousins of Chaos.
Is a tag match set for one fall. On the way to the ring.
Yeah, I mean, quite chaotic, really. Bearing in mind both women's history with Annie Eclectic / Carmen LeBlanc, Faith long-time enemy, Hope, well, in OCCW at least, relatively long-term ally. But then Carmen disappeared, and the cousins decided that they were going to team up. To, well, reasonable success so far. Double count out in their first match against Libby and Anna, then a victory in their second match against the same team, and now they're going up against Fire Brimstone to see who gets the next shot at the tag title that is still held by the West Coast Outlaws, who actually took the tag titles from Hope and Carmen. Fire and Brimstone, they've been around for a little while in OCCW now.
And opponents, the Dangerous Alliance.
They haven't had the best of runs, I think it's fair to say. They're putting some very good performances, both in tag competition and singles matches, but hadn't really been able to get anything going. But they did get a win that put them into this match. So all they need here is to knock off a far less experienced team, and then they will get their chance to compete for tag team gold for the first time in their OCCW careers. Mariana Reyes, the larger lady in the skull-faced look, and Dragona Aquarius in the dragon outfit. Luckily, we've had no researchers of the curse that struck them shortly into their OCCW career, which caused Mariana to attack her partner. Hope starting off against Mariana Reyes. Up. Oh, Hope immediately hits a crucifix bomb. And just a big forearm to the face. Flips into the corner. Decides to work Mariana over herself rather than going for anything a double team move with her cousin. And just smashes her right in the mouth. Nope. A little bit uncertain what to do there. Decides she's just going to pull Mariana out of the corner the hard way. Goes for a cover. Chelsea makes the cover. Makes the count. Happy on camera. Well, Hope seems very pleased with herself. Mariana not so pleased and has decided that she's going to take her partner in. Dragona Aquarius. Running Hurricane Rana. She goes after Hope. Stop pull a leg snap. And just decides to smash Faith in the face for good measure. Just hoping to corner Mariana gets a cheap shot in there. Dragona pulls Hope out the corner into a powerbomb, goes to the cover. Gets the 3 count.
Faith nowhere to be seen to break that up.
I mean, I'm sure that Faith had confidence in her cousin's resilience.
You tried so hard not to say Faith than Faith. There.
I mean, good job I don't have a lisp. Hope sends Dragona into the rope. Drop down. Classic leap pro combo. Ooh, drop toe hold, and then just walks over the other woman in the spurs as well, which feels harsh. Whips her into the corner. Are we going to see Faith first? No, Hope's just going to smash her in the face as well. Looks to be going for that pull out the corner again. Dragona had that scouted. Chelsea manages to get out of the way. Dragona takes Hope into a neutral corner. Can't do anything that she was planning. Oh, big spinning boot from Faith.
Hope.
Very pleased with herself again. Sorry, Hope. Dragona tags in Mariana. And Mariana now getting some revenge for the beating she took earlier. And Hope just decides to roll out of the ring and collect her thoughts. She can't collect it for too long because Mariana with a massive suicide dive through the ropes. Faith just looking on, uncertain whether to get involved or not. Mariana, heaves up Hope into a fall-away slam. Decides she's going to head back into the ring and let Hope follow her if she wants. And it's going to bring Faith in the hard way. Hope, not in a hurry. I mean, she can counter Tan. Oh, big shotgun dropkick on Dragona Akaris. Faith, I think, is just out cold in the far corner.
Taking a nap.
Mariana gets in a cheap shot on Hope. And Hope is blocking in the Southern Charm stretch, but Mariana was in to break that up. Goes for the cover. Mariana's burned her tag now. And that will do it.
Faith didn't even get a shot.
Faith didn't even get into the ring.
He needed to take a nap.
Well, yeah. Hope did that all by herself.
I'll Hope is the more experienced tag member of the two of them. Well, we have our number one contenders to face West Coast Outlaws.
We all know what that music is.
Making his way to the ring from Louisiana, weighing in at 230 pounds, Hurricane KJ!
Here's Rubber Show. We haven't seen him since a triple threat match a few weeks ago where he was pinned by Jay Hawke after a nasty lariat from Gladius Bestia. Obviously wanting to get back onto winning ways, and so he gets his opportunity against Todd Wilcox.
Representing the Nice Guys from Evansville, Indiana, weighing in at 170 pounds, Mr. Todd Wilcox!
Todd Wilcox, one of the smallest competitors in OCCW, and I include several of the women in that. One half of the former tag team champions, the longest reigning men's tag team champions, of have Rod Wilcox with Sugar Rod Johnson. Has been engaged in a bit of a war with Toxxic recently, but gets his opportunity here to showcase himself in singles competition against someone who isn't the straight edge sensation. Takes him spot into the corner, follows up with a big running forearm. Rumor has it these two did exchange some words before the match, and just reassured each other that this was all just good sportsmanship, just competition. This is what they're here to do, nothing personal. Page having a bit of a swagger after those knees, though. What's up top? Oh, picture perfect moonsault from Cage Robichaud. Seems to be very happy with himself. Nasty stomp to the face, and finds Wilcox up. Hits a big basement dropkick. Oh, rolls into the triangle choke there. Wilcox manages to fight his way out. comes off the ropes into the handstand head scissors, brings Cage right the show down. Oh, Cage wasn't happy about that. A big running boot to the face. Carl into count. Only a 1 count. Todd Wilcox, despite his relatively limited physique, very resilient. He's going to need to be, Cage keeps throwing elbows like that his way. Cage single leg monkey flip. And decides he's going to head outside while Todd holds himself back to his feet in the corner and takes a quick rest. Oh, we've got a sledgehammer again. And Cage very happy with himself. Todd, I imagine, less happy with the beating he's just been taking. Throws Cage into the corner. Goes, stop. Go to work on the leg. Calling for a bulldog. And hits it right on the logo in the middle of the ring. And now Todd going for the sledgehammer. And working Cage over with it. And yet Todd happy with himself as well. Now, we've seen Todd use the sledgehammer before, and Toxic, in fact, got into his head about it. And Todd really seems to have big tilt-a-whirl DDT. I'm going to say he seems to have no problem going for the sledgehammer there. Heads up to the top rope. Hits the shooting star press, hooks the leg. Carl in for the cover. A close 2 count there. Todd Wilcox. Springboard moonsault off the top rope. Cage goes to the outside. Todd goes to the outside on the other side. He decides to take the long way around the ring. Nearly overshoots Cage. Drops the knee on his arm. Oh, both men missed though. It's the high speed note. Both back into the ring. Cage, he can't let his guard down like that. Todd hits him with a running forearm strike in the other corner and then a stomp. Cage didn't want another one of those. Finds his way out. Todd's back into the corner. Same forearm strike. And another stomp. And a slingshot guillotine leg drop over the bottom rope. Todd going back to the hammer. Is that enough? Makes the cover. That was a very close 2 there. Todd Wilcox can't believe it. Running moonsault off the bottom rope this time. That's Cage back to his feet. Going back into the corner. Body slam nearly onto the hammer. But going up to the second rope. Calls Cage back to his feet. What's he setting up for here? Oh, he looked like he was going for Mr. Todd's wild ride of the second rope. Cage caught him with an atomic drop. Hits the Tasso Lasso. Makes the cover. Only a 2 count off the Tasso Lasso. Cage back with the sledgehammer. And the 2 men who were adamant that this was nothing personal, they are really going at it. My sources tell me that Todd is busted open, difficult to see under the mask. Cage hits the running suicide dive to the outside. Northern Light suplex rolls through into a fisherman's neckbreaker. Cage rolls Todd back in. Heads up to the top rope. That's for Lagniappe, the big elbow drop off the top rope. I may have pronounced it incorrectly. Carl slides in for the cover. Todd again kicks out. Cage thinks it's time to put this one to bed. Massive flits out deadlift powerbomb. Back to the sledgehammer. Both men are going to be feeling this tomorrow. One more sledgehammer shot. Cage goes for the cover. Still, Todd Wilcox will not stay down. Driving elbow drop from Cage Robichaud. He's caught back to his feet. He goes springboard this time. Springboard moonsault. It's soaking in the adulation of the OCCW nebula. Misses on the leg drop though. Todd needs to get something going here. Oh my god. Spinning neckbreaker onto the sledgehammer. Todd shoots Cage into the ropes. Backflip kick. That sledgehammer really, oh dear. That's going to need to put in for overtime.
We are not sponsored by a hardware company at all.
Todd goes to the cover. Carling to make the count. Cage kicks out. Oh, Todd's going. This time he hits it. Mr. Todd's Wild Ride makes the cover. That was as close as you can get without getting a pin. Cage Robichaud and Nat's crotchet away from a loss there. Todd comes in with another flying forearm. He's going for this slingshot leg drop again. Both of these men now have to be wondering what they have to do to put the other one away. Todd going for his top rope moonsault, misses it this time. Cage setting him up for something. He's going for the Holy Trinity. He gets the first one. There's the second, the Dragon Suplex. Hooks him up for the straitjacket. Now's that doesn't hold for the pin. It's sledgehammer time again. Right to the small of the back. I mean, these guys are going to be a chiropractor's dream tomorrow. And Cage, I think he's just had enough. He just wants this match over, and I can't blame him. Another moonsault. Springboard moonsault. Cage pumping himself up, but you know he needs to find a way to put Todd Wilcox down. It's all very well playing to the fans, but you know you still got to beat your opponent. Cage could be looking to set this up now. This might be the Pelican Bomb. Nope. Nope. As a suplex into a fork and arrow, and that finally does the job. Todd Wilcox stays down. That might have been the Pelican Bomb. I'm not sure I've ever seen Cage pull that move off before. But that was a tremendous match. Both men put in a massive amount of work there. Todd Wilcox, he will be disappointed, but he can't be ashamed.
Don't hit the ice bath, boys. You've deserved it.
Definitely.
And now, our women's Face of the Division title contender match.
It's scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Grays, England,
Maxine Kymera, who has had, well, she had a couple of good showings. Picked up a win 2 weeks ago against Ariana Cross, admittedly with some help from Dace Jones. But Maxine was unsuccessful in her bid to win the ladder match last week. And has called out Bat, the winner of that match, who we'll see in action later this evening. We'll see whether or not that match happens at some point down the line. But for now, Maxine has her own things to consider, because she is taking on Jenny Hayes for a chance to get a shot at the women's Face of the Division belt next week. Despite her less than stellar win-loss record, management has recognized Maxine's commitment and her effort. So she can pick up the win, and she has the potential for a reward.
There's nothing to do with the talent taking 7 to 8 echolocations. None at all.
No. I mean, yeah, that was all bad.
From New York, Super Smooth, Jenny Hayes.
Jenny Hayes, who is not a brand of peanut butter, despite being super smooth. I think I'm accurate in saying one of the worst records in OCCW. One of, not necessarily the worst.
9-12.
Oh, it's maybe not quite as bad as I thought. She's, I think it's one of those cases where the losses are always the ones that matter. A very technically sound competitor, the student of Jay Hawke, who we'll see later tonight. But yeah, hasn't really managed to get anything going in OCCW. This is still very new. I think she's out of her rookie year now, but wrist clutch suplex to begin with, Maxine kicks out without much problem.
It's true though, Jenny Hayes is a former women's face of the division champ. It was quite early in her time here, but she has held the title.
That's true. Well, hooks Maxine up. Butterfly suplex. I don't think she held it for very long, did she?
She lost it in her first defense to Dairy Queen, but that was Dairy Queen.
That was Dairy Queen, who was an outlier. A single arm DDT from Jenny Hayes, now working with the Fujiwara armbar. Jenny Hayes looking to set up the smooth operator armbar submission. Misses with that punch. And sends Maxine to the outside. Yeah, Jenny Hayes probably would be advised to try and keep this as a technical mat wrestling, where she might have the advantage. Maxine, obviously the bigger and stronger competitor, and has a background in boxing and street fighting. Jenny Hayes not letting that worry her with a quick kick to the ribs. Looking under the ring for a weapon. She's got a kendo stick. Maxine heading back inside the ring, able to ambush Jenny as she came back in through the ropes. Very savvy thinking there from Kymera. Trying to hold Jenny around. Jenny wants none of that. Fights her way out of it. And just dropped Maxine Kymera. Throw first over the top rope. Fortune's sending her to the outside again. Pulls her back into knee to the midsection. Ignoring the kendo stick that she brought in, Jenny's now going for another weapon. She's got a trash can. Finds that in the ring, nearly hitting Carl, and gets hit as she comes back in the ring with a kendo stick. Next thing goes for the pin. Carl takes his sweet time getting in place for count. And we don't even get a 1. Maxine hits an elbow. Sends Jenny Hayes into Carl and then just takes her opponent down with a big running elbow.
That's typical of Carl though, he tends to get hit like that in women's matches.
Or just hit in the face with a chair. He just gets hit in general. Maxine,
he gets paid well enough.
Yeah. He bounces Jenny Hayes' head off the mat, goes for the cover. Carl again not in there in time for even a 1 count to be registered. Then hoists Jenny up. Bit of indecision as to where to take her, just dumps her down in the corner. Another big jumping elbow drop. Now Maxine decides that she's going to take the trash out. Big right hand. Oh, she's setting up for something there. Jenny wanted none of it. Oh, Jenny looked like she was going for the simple plan. Maxine reverses into a small package.
Jenny brought both these weapons in, but has she had a chance to use them yet? Or has it all been Maxine?
I think it's all been Maxine. Maxine's basically ambushed Jenny when she's come back in through the rope, having got the weapons. Very high ring awareness there. Oh, springboard forearm smash. Kendo stick leaves the ring. Oh, just scraping Jenny's face back and forth across the mat and then drops an elbow to the back. Well, Maxine setting up for final jinx. Hits it. Carl, where are you? Not that it mattered. Maxine Kymera with an emphatic win over Jenny Hayes.
Here is your winner, Maxine Kymera.
Now, unless I'm mistaken, Maxine, because she now gets a shot at the face of the division title. It's held by Sonja Moore, who is, I believe, one of the people who has defeated Maxine in her young OCCW career to date.
That is correct.
So she'll get a chance for payback.
Well, congratulations, Maxine. Sometimes we do support the underdogs here.
The following contest is a Hell in a Cell match. Making her way to the ring from Shanghai, China, Danger Jones.
It is time for our Hell in a Cell match to try and settle the issue between these two women. It all kind of started when Daisy Jones, still at that point a member of Skeleton Crew, had a match against Ariana Cross and showcased a slightly more aggressive side. Ariana took some exception to exactly how Daisy had conducted herself. And some words were exchanged. Then Ariana beat Daisy in a rematch. Daisy then came down to the ring with Maxine Kymera.
From San Juan, Puerto Rico, the Pro Wrestling Heritage Champion, the beautiful Rose.
Came down to the ring Maxine Kymera, and her distraction of Ariana was enough to allow Maxine to get the win in that match. And so Ariana took great exception to that and called Daisy out.
She had some very choice words during the interview with Seven Damien.
Uncharacteristically strong words from Ariana Cross. And I hope both these ladies have had their tetanus shots.
The cage has been up there for a while. We've not seen it. It got some rust in the transit to the new arena.
yeah, looks like it. Oh, Ariana with a springboard tornado DDT. And then hoist Daisy up for a backdrop suplex. Daisy heads to the outside, looking for a weapon under the ring. Looks like a hockey stick that she's throwing. Take the drop kick to the back.
First hockey stick of the night.
Yeah. Bounces Daisy's head off the stairs. And visibility is somewhat limited by the cage and the ring. But these two slugging it out on the outside. Well, I say these two. Ariana's had most of it so far. Daisy now fighting back. Another European uppercut. I mean, there's nothing fancy here, just you can sense the animosity between these two. And just slugging it out backwards and forwards. Ariana has Daisy back to her feet. Another European uppercut. And actually getting in the ring and doing some wrestling would be nice, but Ooh, Ariana eats a stare to the hip. Daisy picks her up. Throws her back down.
Oh, the little child that is watching us right now seems to be having fun.
Yes, he does. Daisy just sent Ariana head first into the step. Oh, and a big dropkick over. Ariana seemed to parry that. Yeah, not much of a spectacle going on here. It's just two women who don't like each other slugging it out.
They're warming up.
Look at him. Yeah, Ariana, bit of getting her steps in there. Oh, throws Daisy against the cage. Daisy didn't want any part of whatever Ariana was cooking up there. The running dropkick, and Ariana hits back with one of her own. Another big uppercut. And Daisy sends Ariana into the cage now.
You know what they're doing? They're just moving around the ring so each of the crowd can see part of the fight.
It's very considerate of them. Oh, Ariana thrown into the stairs again.
Oh, our drone cam's struggling a little there.
Dueling dropkicks miss.
Sometimes botches make great content.
Dropkick from Daisy. You can't fault the violence being shown here. Oh, just boots her in the butt. Ariana took exception to that.
I feel very reserved on the stamina between these ladies on this match so far.
Yep. Oh, now Daisy gets thrown into the step. And there's only so many interesting ways you can talk about people European uppercutting each other. I'm fairly sure I've exhausted them. I sort of wonder why we bother putting the ring there at all, to be honest.
These ladies are scrapping like they're fighting in a back alley with narrow spaces.
Yeah, it's like either one of them could actually get into the ring and do something. It's like, if you feel that, I mean, I get the aggression and the desire to hurt your opponent, but oh right, now we have a little bit more space to play with. Daisy thrown Ariana through the cage. Ariana's massive body weight breaking the cage, and Daisy's just decided that she wants the view from on top. And Ariana, thankfully, is going up after. Otherwise, we would have had the worst standoff ever.
Who's going to capitalize on this? Daisy, who's a bit more rested from the climb, or Ariana?
It's Ariana. Straight up hits her with a flying forearm. Oh, Ariana setting her up for something here. Snap suplex. Oh, rolls through. Hits the second one. And hits the third of the three Amigas. On top of the cage. That's just steel and mesh. Oh, a neck breaker as well. That's not going to do your vertebrae any favours. Daisy perilously close to the edge. Ariana showing off for the fans. Oh, went for a standing shooting star press. Daisy got her knees up and just slaps Ariana right across the kisser. And working into a moonsault.
Oh no.
Snap there. That could have gone very wrong. Luckily, physics came to the rescue. This time, Ariana hits the standing shooting star press. And, just stamped Daisy's arm into the steel. Daisy nearly went off the edge. Ariana tried to send her off. Missed herself. Daisy locking in Daisy Jones' locker. There's no submissions up here. The fall has to happen in the ring, so Daisy can't win the match up there, but equally, Ariana can't tap out and end it. Spinning cyclone kick to the back from Daisy. Went for a second one. Missed. Only kicked the mesh. Ariana backdrop suplex right on the edge of the cage. These two women really need to be careful of where we're taking an unexpected plunge. Ariana hits the Thorn Crush on top of the cage. On top of the cell, sorry. Very happy with herself, but again, you can do a hell of a lot of damage up there. You can't win the match. Another standing shooting star press. And another stomp to the arm. Daisy Jones hits the booty call.
Oh, snaps Ariana in half with that.
Pulling her to her feet.
Oh no.
It's the top of the 8 on top of the cell. Another standing moonsault from Daisy Jones. And these two have just been hitting each other with their biggest weapons up here. Daisy's taking a bit of time to dance for the crowd and hit Ariana in the face. Ariana nearly rolled off the edge there. Daisy beat her to the punch, literally, but then Ariana ducks under and hits her with a clothesline. Playing moonsault of her own, the landing is not going to do her knees any favours.
Oh no.
Going for the three Amigas again. Right in the middle of the cage. So, doesn't go through. But now Ariana's setting up. Thorn Crush drops through. Ariana goes for the cover. That's got to be it. Counts Johnny for one more time, but it's not necessary. The Thorn Crush through the top of the cell wins the match for Ariana Cross.
Here is your winner, the beautiful
That tonight, both ladies gave it their all once they got onto the cage. Someone call the paramedics for Daisy, please.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Men's Fighting Championship.
Well, you heard Samantha. This is the men's face of the division title match.
And
Here
of
comes the
course,
challenger. Go through, you were saying?
no, you go.
Yep, well, Panic, the longest reigning men's world heavyweight champion in OCCW history, who went on a bit of a downturn more recently. He had a succession of losses to people like Marcus Thunder and Kai Winters, but then beat Triple L, and then last week in the contendership match against Gladius Pestia, Panic seemed to be taking an absolute kicking, and then came back and just hit 2 moves, and that was it. When you see the size of the man, it's not surprising. He hit so hard. So the question is, what's he got in store for Jayhawk tonight? Jayhawk, another real veteran. Many years of his decades of history. Been a champion everywhere he's been. He is a former OCCW Men's World Champion. Lost the title when Toru Takahara cashed in the Dr. Briefcase. Won the face of the division title 2 weeks ago from Kai Winters, who had taken it from Santa Daddy. But Jayhawk is going to need all of his knowledge and ring experience here tonight, because there's no question that he's physically outmatched. Jayhawk, one of the smaller male wrestlers on the roster. Panic, not quite the largest, that's probably T-Rex, but definitely one of the largest. Just a case of, is Jayhawk
the tallest?
He might be, yeah. T-Rex is probably heavier.
Yeah.
Definitely heavier.
Introducing the challenger.
I mean, Sugar Meat's big as well.
Weighing in at 305 pounds, Pain! And his opponent from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing in at 215 pounds, the men's fighting champion, the Professor Jay Hawkins!
Yeah, so Jayhawk's going to need to keep this technical, try and ground Panic, take him off his base, and just work him over. I mean, he often works working over the arms, set up for the wingspan against someone the size of Panic. Not sure how well that will work. So we might see Jayhawk fly, look for the Hawk sweep off the top rope. Panic, it's just a power game. He just needs to land a couple of big bombs and any match can be over, but you're going to have to be wary of that, and Panic right out of the gate, making it very clear why he got here. And heading to the top rope, this is very unusual. And pulling Jayhawk to his feet. Oh, Panic with a massive double axe handle, maybe looking to take the veteran off his guard by changing his tactics up early. A knee strike into a big clothesline combination. Massive boot to the face sends Jayhawk over the right. I know commentators tend to use things like big and massive a lot to give emphasis, but with Panic, it's really true. Jayhawk blocks that. Jayhawk blocks that drop. It's not sliding back. DDT on the outside. Now, Jayhawk does have champion's advantage. Remember, he doesn't need to pin or submit Panic. A count out will be enough for him to retain his title, although he's not going to help his chances if he interrupts Chelsea's count. Unless we've got a bit of time. Unless we've got a prayer to help matters. Doesn't get a chance to use it. J-Hawk wants none of that coming at him. Another DDT. I think Panic split open now. I think Chelsea was saying that was a rope break.
Advantages of being tall.
Yeah, strategically tall. J-Hawk now taking the chair and working Panic over with it. Oh, Dark's underneath that attempted clothesline, hits a tilt-a-whirl DDT. J-Hawk very much seems to just be going for the head here. Probably not a bad plan. I mean, fancy limb work is fine, but if the man's too dizzy to stand, he can't fight. Just about managed to drag Panic around. He missed it. Gets hit by Nightfall on his way in. Panic doesn't go for the pin, just decides to take the chair instead. Puts J-Hook without him in a massive falling double axe handle. Boots him in the back. A hip drop from Panic. Now he's setting up for hyperventilation. This is Panic's go-to submission. Didn't seem to quite have it hooked in properly, but J-Hawk is not out of yet. A Panic going for an iron claw on the head. J-Hawk finding his way out of it with blows to the midsection. Oh, J-Hawk plus he got boasted some brass knuckles. He just laid Panic out with some brass knuckles. Technically legal, but goes for the cover. Chelsea in to make the pin. And J-Hawk gets the win with brass knuckles. I mean, fair play to the face of a division champion. He knew what he had to do, and he did it. It is time for our match to find out who will be facing Andrea Montgomery for the Women's World title. Pat has had a good start to her career here in OCCW, and she won the ladder match last week by pulling down the contract, and that got her this match against a woman who was also in that match.
Almost got the case.
Yeah. Piper has had a truly stellar start to her career here. She had a shot at the world title only 3 matches in due to her excellent performance in the run-up to that. It was unsuccessful. But she then went on to win the Face of the Division title and made several successful defenses of that. Came up just short of the required number to get an automatic shot at the world title as a result, but unquestionably one of the brightest new faces in the women's division. So the stipulation was last week that if Piper won the ladder match, she got the title shot. If anyone else won, then they would have to beat Piper to get the title shot, or Piper gets it herself. I must admit, partly this is due to the fact that on her way to the title, Andrea Montgomery beat a whole bunch of the people who might have otherwise been contenders. So she'd kind of clean out of the division a bit.
And of course, Piper is here from our affiliated wrestling league, Death and Gimmick Wrestling, who you can find their channel in the description below.
Going off. Bat hits the knees of the gut. And then a running boot. Now, I think I'm correct in saying that Bat did have a shot at the face of the division title when Piper held it and was unsuccessful.
Very possible. Carry on commentating, I will check.
Okay. If so, she's undoubtedly looking for revenge for that, but the main prize is, of course, for shot at Andrea Montgomery. And
that is correct. Episode 53, so 7 episodes ago.
Yeah, my memory can work sometimes. Bat, I mean, she's making a hell of a strong start here. Piper's not really got anything going. Now, Bat looking to fly. Oh, missed the elbow to the outside. That's not going to be good for her arm. Piper spins around, hits the Hurricane Runner. Another one from the front this time. Taking advantage of that mistake from Bat to pick up some momentum. At least one of them needs to get back into the ring. Piper says it's going to be Bat. Doesn't follow her straight away. This round, I thought she might be looking for some weapons for a moment, but she prefers to come from a different angle. Drags back towards the rope. Carl gets in the way, but not in a way that causes any problems. Oh, that rolling handstand kick from Piper makes the cover. Only a 1 count. Piper just cranking, wrenching on the neck and head back. Repeatedly kicks her in the face. Ever since that elbow chop to the outside missed, this has been Piper's match, and she gets an elbow drop off Brett's rope, makes the cover. 3 count this time. Not feeling happy with herself now. She's got back into control of this match. Keeps Bat into the rope. Just kicks out the legs. Dumps Bat face first into the mat. Pulls it back into a leg lariat. Bat fights that off. Needs to get herself back in gear. Pulls Piper into the ropes this time. And the hot shot stunner across the top. Bat wondered she was going to fly. Decided to think better of it this time. Flies out and gets off the Piper before she can pick up any weapons from underneath the ring. Oh, I'm not sure what she was going for there, but Piper didn't want any of it. Fights her way out. Goes back into the step. Running knee to the midsection from Bat. Bat's knees are a very effective weapon. The echolocations are running knee strike to the head. She hit Maxine Kymera with many times in the ladder match last week. Jump Piper throat first over the top rope again. Piper cut her off this time. Steps back into the ring. But Bat catches her. Hits her with some more knees. Midsection. Bump to the arm. Oh, again, the dive to the outside from Bat doesn't work. Piper saw it coming. Hit her with a punch to the gut. Piper quite proud of herself. She should have been paying more attention to Bat. Turns her back into the ring. Oh, Bat went for something there. Piper dodged it. Goes back into the ropes. Went for the McTwist. Missed it. Bat ducks it that time. Into a flying cross arm breaker. Piper manages to fight away clear of that one. jumped to the gun and just walked over that. Viper really taking no prisoners here. A springboard clothesline. Goes back into the corner. And rams her head first into the top buckle. Oh! He smacks her in the face and that topples to the outside. Count out would do it for Piper. Not necessarily being character, she's very much been a sort of a fighting competitor. She does pursue back to the outside. And it's a rolling neck snap. Jumping double boot stomp from Piper, just treating back like a skateboard there. Throws her into the barrier. Piper again, playing to the crowd. She's not getting back into the ring. She's going for a weapon. Okay, Piper back in the ring. That follows her. That hoists Piper up. Snake Eyes into the corner, goes for the cover. Only a 2. Misses with a double axe handle, but Piper couldn't take advantage. That has her again. Takes her to the ropes this time. Shoots her off. Ducks under. Kick to the chest. Oh, here we go. Echolocation. That needs to get Piper away from the rope. I mean, she's doing it, but she's taking her time about it. Piper may have had a chance to recover. Carl goes in for the count. Piper has had time to recover. That is the Batwing bomb. That doesn't go for the cover. Oh, a second echolocation. This time she's not too close to the rope. And Bat has defeated Piper and will be going on to challenge Andrea Montgomery for the Women's World title.
They're certainly living up to their moniker.
A valiant effort by Piper, but maybe took a bit too much time playing to the crowd. And now, it is time for the main event.
Making his way to the ring from Concord, California, weighing in at 270 pounds, Demon King!
So, Dace Night lost the world title to Joe Fangman going for Gold 4. Joe Fangman left OCCW. And the booking team created the G1 tournament to determine who was going to become the next world champion. Drogo was a dark horse inclusion in one of the groups. Many people speculated he was basically just there to make up the numbers, having had an appalling start to his OCCW career. But Drogo proved them wrong. He defeated Damian Cross by pinfall, and then using Damian Cross's own move, and then won his next 2 matches by countout, ending with 3 wins and no losses. The clear winner of his group. And moved on to this, the final, which means that Drogo, in the space of essentially a couple of months, has gone from the lowest on the card to being on the cusp of greatness. I can barely think of a more dramatic turnaround.
And his opponent from Birmingham, England, weighing in at 265 pounds, Nightmare!
Dace Night, on the other hand, the former world champion, another 20-plus year veteran, with stints in the SWF before this. Dace is determined to get back what he lost, and he too went undefeated through his group. He too won his first match by pinfall, and then won the next two by countout, which is why this match has been made all to count anywhere. We don't want any excuses. We don't want any mistakes, any draws. These two are going to go to a win. We want a new champ. Carl holding up the prestigious belt. Drogo versus Dace Night. We are underway to crown a new champion. Drogo immediately runs for the rope. Dace catches him, pulls him into a backdrop driver. Oh, inverted neckbreaker across the knee there. Dace is wasting no time. He clearly wants his belt back, goes for the cover. Just gets a 1 count. He's never really going to win that early, but Dace making his opponent expend energy by kicking out. And working over the arms. Drops the knee onto the elbow. Big right hand from Dace. Drogo manages to fight out of that. Haven't really been able to get anything going so far. 10 Dace to the outside. You can't win by counter at this time, Drogo. You've got to do the job. Drogo has a hockey stick.
And it's finally used.
In the main event, it is finally hockey time. There's Drogo breaking the hockey stick over Dace. And Cindy in a dragon sleeper. Dace finds his way clear of that. Big boot on the outside. Tilt-a-well power slam there from Dace. Drops another knee to the back. And another knee to the arm. Drogo down the side of the ring, going after the back again. Dace might be setting up for the torture crab here. He's just looking to punish Drogo. No countouts to worry about. Dace historically had the horrorcore. Massive powerbomb on the outside. Carl comes in to make the count. And that's it. Dace Night regains the title he lost in emphatic fashion.
Male heavyweight world champion, Nightmare!
And becomes our second 2-time men's world champion.
Oh, Toxxic won't like that. He's going to be really pissed. Yeah, Drogo, he came, he fought. It wasn't a walkover, but Dace just got going a little bit quicker. And on the outside, that's where Dace comes into his own, and he is your new world champion.
Okay, everyone, that is it for this week's show. Thank you so much for watching, and just to let you know, we will be taking a week break, so there will not be one next week. But of course, a big thank you to Mike for joining today. Any final thoughts?
No, great show. Really happy to have called that. Looking forward to see where we go from here.
Of course, congrats again to our new champion of being a world champion twice, to Dace, and to our new contenders of the Cousins of Chaos, Maxine and Bat. We will catch you next time. Bye.